The other day, I did my eyeliner, and you can no longer put dark eyeliner. You can't use black eyeliner anymore.
It's not cool anymore.
It is no longer a thing. It ages you and dates you. I did not know that was a thing. Mm-hmm. So I used one of my eyeshadows to do a little under the eye, like a shadow.
Yeah.
And we go eat with my daughter, newly in college, and she says, "Mom, I can't tell if you were trying to do your eyeliner, if your eyes are bleeding." Wow. And I thought, that's not good either way, because if you cannot delineate my eye makeup from a possible eyeball injury, I have not done that well.
There's a TikTok sound about Kris Jenner and I think Kim talking, and it's a smoky eye, and they're like in the middle of a conversation, and it's a sound people are doing again. And like Kris is talking about something really important, and Kim's like, "Do you think your smoky eye is a little bit too dark for everyday use?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'm going through something right now."
I should have said that exact. I'm going through something right now. Yeah.
Which explains everything. You said anything. Be like, I'm going through something right now.
I'm going through something right now.
But so we're here. It's been a while since we recorded a podcast. So do you want to just go and start it?
Let's start it.
Hello, and welcome to the Almost Amazing podcast from the CityRise Network. Hosted by Jennifer Dennis and produced by me, Justin Kello, we're a podcast that was supposed to be focused on parenting, but we've kind of lost the plot along the way. Honestly, we don't know what this podcast is about, but we talk to incredible people who love Jesus, and our hope is to provide encouragement and fun whenever possible. If our lack of clear direction bothers you, we apologize, but no one is making you listen to this podcast, unless you're married to Jennifer. Andy, thanks for listening.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Almost Amazing podcast. We're excited to see you. We miss you every single week, but we're glad to see you today, and we're glad that you're here. And I'm here with Justin.
Hello.
He's kind of hobbling around.
Yeah. And Rosie.
And Rosie. So I can say that Rosie's here.
Yes, Rosie's on camera because here's the deal, guys. Normally we do this moment after our guest has left. And so, but we had some scheduling things today where we're all here at the same time. So Rosie gets to chit chat with us.
So Rosie gets
so
to
you can talk
up
as much
time.
as you want, and then we'll get to know
me.
Rosie a little bit later.
She says, "Lucky me."
We haven't been together to do a podcast for over a month.
It's been a long time.
I don't even know if we remember how to do this.
I don't. You're having to give me a lot of direction. I will say it is good to be back. And Rosie, we're so excited to have you today. And we'll ask you more questions in a few minutes and try not to make any more awkward transitions.
I want to check in. I want to check in on you.
Let me say,
go.
No, I want to talk about the fact that we all know that you're wheeling it now because you've had some surgery.
Well, nobody there would know that without.
You don't think everybody's, they can't see your legs, can you?
I'm in a boot. Listen, I had a planned surgery for a bone spur on my foot, which actually was a church injury. I'm not going to say how I got it, but it was from working hard for the Lord is what happened. And I got an injury.
I believe you.
And so I've been hobbling around for a year, and the doctor was like, "Hey, well, you could hobble around the rest of your life, or you could just get it fixed." And he's like, "But you got to be 5 weeks off it. Like you cannot put any weight on it." And you know me, I'm active. I'm a runner. I love exercise. It was really difficult for me to hear that. That's not true at all. But
I'm just like,
do I know?
I mean, I know he likes to go on his walks.
But it was still jarring to be like 5 weeks, literally no weight on the ground.
Right. But right now you literally have it on the ground.
Like no weight bearing. Like I cannot stand and put any weight on it, but I can rest it on the ground.
Okay, good.
But there are moments where I actually I'm trying to get up and I catch myself and I'm afraid I'm going to break it or whatever.
Are you just on the floor half the time?
Listen, I have fallen in the bathroom, literally fallen in the bathroom.
That's
like an
one of
old
my
man.
biggest fears is the falling in the bathroom.
Well, the bathroom used to be a really great respite and place of encouragement for me. I mean,
I don't know why you're saying that.
You take a hot shower.
Okay.
When you go to the bathroom, that's
all I'm going to give you.
It's literally called relieving yourself. When you go to the bathroom, it is not a relief anymore. Listen, it is nightmare. It is the worst place in my life right now is the bathroom because everything you do it with one leg. So imagine
it's so true. I've been in that situation. I've hurt my ankle many times. Yes, it's really hard to maneuver your life around.
Awful. I had to buy one of those railings to go around the toilet the first day because I got home. I was like, I can do this. There's enough things to grab onto. I tried one time. I was like, I will die in this room. You just
slipped down the walls.
I was like, I will die in this room.
Busted your chin on the soap holder.
If I don't get some help.
I've done that so many times.
So Amazon delivered in 5 hours.
I would keep those railings up.
They're great.
Once you get accustomed to them.
Well, we have the shower seat, and even Kristen's like, you know what? Sitting down taking a shower is kind of nice. So we both are
not complaining.
Used to that. But the getting in and out is kind of precarious, and it's really frustrating. But other than that, and also what's frustrating is people when they ask you, people are ready for a gnarly injury story.
Right.
You can tell they're like,
oh,
what
no.
happened? And I'm like, it's a bone spur head removal surgery.
And you
they're
can
like,
just see the disappointment in their face.
They're so sad. They are so sad about it. And I'm like, sorry, this isn't more exciting for you, but it was just like a minor injury that had a surgery.
And then do they say something like, my Mimo had a bone spur?
That's what it is. But so it's been a disappointment for everyone really involved.
Bone spur sounds like a really bad sticker. Like some sort of a sticker that got stuck on your bone through a bush.
It is just constant irritation. But that's been my life. Your life, a couple of things have happened, and Rosie's part of that. So we're glad that Rosie's here
Rosie.
today. There's been professional life. Jennifer's been onboarding 7,000 new staff members this summer. She is single-handedly recreating the DNA of our staff by hiring even new positions that didn't exist. You know, like it's not just replacements.
Exactly.
So that's been part of your summer. But then you also released Olivia into the world.
Yes, all that happened. Like the crux of all of that happened within a week.
What's been the hardest?
Olivia, I have to say.
Okay.
I know that because of this. I was looking through my Google images.
Yeah.
I was just going through the pictures, and I was like, because I was trying to put together some pictures of my team to do a little goodbye thing, which didn't work out because I never know how to do this well. And I was flipping through, and I was a little teary eyed. And then I was flipping through the pictures, and I got a picture of Olivia, and I just like sobbed, and I was like, "Yep, I think this might be a bigger transition." But I will say, it's been a huge. I believe that God has. Once my team started having children, and if you've been there, you have to make these giant decisions, and it's like, do I want to be home with them? Do I want to be closer to my family with them? Do I want to go fart time? Or part time? Yeah. Or do I want to, what do I need my life to look like? Because you cannot imagine when you're hanging out with your buds and you're doing ministry together, how everything will change once you have a child.
Yeah.
So Anna Lauren, it was time they were moving to Dallas. Her husband had a job lined up there. Their entire family is there. His whole family, her whole family. And the question is, will they ever get to hold Holly again?
Yeah.
And so that's a great transition for them. Lauren Grossman's family, and so does Matt's, lives in Central Texas. And Lauren had started to really think about staying home. Yeah. And she loved the team. She loved our church. She loved everything about it. But she really started to wrestle with that in the new year. And so, and then we had some great transition in ACV and wonderful leadership there, along with opening a new ACV location at Bellaire.
In a new building.
Right. Yeah. So then on boards, Erica Roberts, who you've already met, Rosie Hirschfeld, who we're about to get to know. Yeah. And at about that time, I'm not kidding, God just started to pull the pieces together. Yeah. And it's been emotional. I think I've cried every day. I think at some point I've cried every day for the last 4 to 5 months about the change and the loss and the newness. And I'm telling you folks, this is the power of Jesus. And I was coming home from Florida. I got to go see my parents. I could put my hands on them and give them hugs and love on them because it's been months because I couldn't really get away easily. And I'm coming home and the sun is setting and the sky is beautiful. And I don't know how to explain to someone who doesn't walk with Jesus what it's like for God to put an impression of a message on your heart. And it's not an audible. It's just like this impression of what he's doing.
Right.
And he just settled on to my heart when the sky had cleared and the heaviness was lifted. And it was like, and God said, this is a new season and I'm with you. Yeah. And it was like the heaviness and the pain and the frustration, it completely lifted. And I woke up Monday morning of this week and I was back to the Jennifer from a year ago. I was happy. I was excited, hopeful. I love the new team members that are coming in. Yeah. And I just knew that God was with us and in this, and it was amazing. And God is so powerful that we can give things to him and he will lift us. And he will rescue us, he'll reset us, and he will give us new seasons.
Well, usually when you experience such a dramatic change like that, it happens because you leave a place. Like you've left all of these people in this job.
Right.
You are in the same spot. You're in the same spot. And everything around you changed over the summer. And so it's such a wild thing to have to manage.
You honestly start thinking,
Should I go?
Is this me? Am I the drama? I had to really fight that because every day I'm like, did I fail at the point where all these people want to leave? Is this me? And I just, I have to trust God that even if it is me, that God will help lead me to growth. But speaking of new seasons, this is a huge season for CityRise to be opening a brand new ACV in Bellaire.
Which is our preschool, a children's village preschool.
Thank you for
Not
clarification. Sure, whatever. And so welcome with me the new director of CityRise, a children's village, Bellaire, Rosie Hirschfeld. Welcome, Rosie.
Thank you.
Hooray.
Okay, this is so crazy. Rosie, coming on. Rosie was interested in one of our part-time positions. It's an operations, kind of a program leader. Mm-hmm. And tell us a little bit about how you came to know about the position and what we were thinking when we first started visiting.
Yes. So I heard about the position. I'm a member of the church here at the Bellaire campus. And so I've been hearing about the new building and the preschool opening up. And several friends had just reached out about this open position and thinking that would be a good fit as they knew that I was in a bit of a transition in my life. Like you had mentioned, I have 2 kids at home. And so in that point of, should I be home? Should I be working less? What do I want to do? And so I reached out about that position. It was a part-time thing. It sounded great. I could still be home for drop off and pick up and close by in the neighborhood. And it sounded great.
So we met about it and she was considering it and we were praying about it. And then someone else on our team wanted to step into that space. Lauren Irwin, who was on my team, wanted to move into a part-time space. And I was in the middle of letting Rosie know, you know what, Lauren was interested in this role. She's moving over to this space. And then something in me was like, look over her resume again. And I read through her resume and she fit everything we would need for a director. Mm-hmm. And it was incredible, the experience, the education. And I called her up and I said, hey, Rosie, would you consider being the director?
So you were applying for the job that Lauren was moving to. Oh, right. Okay, got it.
And so Rosie, you go ahead, Rosie.
So I was applying for a part-time position. And then we had some things happen at home just with home improvement projects. And my husband looked at me and said, I think you need to be looking for more than just a part-time position now. So I was fired from my stay-at-home job.
Thank you, Lord.
He said I wasn't living up to his expectations.
Wow. Jake, jeez Louise. I'm kidding.
And so I had been praying about that and trying to figure out what was next for me. What did that look like? And something had just been tugging at my heart about maybe I need to ask about this director position.
Whoa.
I'm looking a little more full-time, some more hours. And then Jennifer called that afternoon.
I love that. I hadn't heard Rosie's side of it. That's
Isn't
great.
that wild? As soon as I said, would you consider this? She said, God just put that on my heart today.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, thank you, Lord.
Wow.
And it's, as the greatness of Jesus is the circumstances are important, but that that he's working with you in something and for you and ahead of you is so powerful for our faith and our belief, right? So yes, Rosie said that, and I go into Lisa, who's our new HR director, which we've had on the show, and I said, God told Rosie to apply. I think we just hire her. And then Lisa's like, maybe we interview.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Maybe we need to do a little bit more. Jennifer, and I'm like, whatever. So, so Rosie ended up moving into the space of our director.
Yeah.
Yes, there was a Zoom interview at one point because Hurricane Beryl happened during that.
Fun.
So
I remember that.
Went home to St. Louis and got to meet with Kirby over Zoom for one step of that. But
so how did you actually end up at our church though? So like you've been here for several years, right?
Yes. So I've been a member for about 6 years.
Okay.
And we were brought in from our good friends, the Taylors.
Okay. Emily's been on the show. We know Emily.
Yes. Emily has been on the show. And so I am not from Houston. I'm from the St. Louis area. And Jake and I had moved down to Houston and we're not plugged in with any church or any community. And just kind of going about life. And then after we had our son, we were looking for a little bit more. And Brian and Emily were like, we found this really sweet church. You should come check it out with us. And so we started in the community groups first. So we joined a small community group. I think they've changed the names, but now it's growing together.
They change pretty often, yeah.
And we started in there and fell in love with the people and the fellowship. Yeah. And we've been here since.
Yeah, that group is really interesting because it was born out of a young married couple group that started having kids, and they're like, well, we love each other. We love this community we're building. Why would we not grow together? And so it's called Growing Together, but it's a really, really sweet group. It's interesting to see how that group comes together to really be the church for each other. Like, you know, there's a couple that just got into the foster care system and they had a kid come, you know, it's like in 15 minutes, do you want a baby? Yes. And you have a baby suddenly and they're texting like, hey, we need all this stuff suddenly that we weren't ready for. And the group just like piled on everything they could need to care for a baby in 24 hours.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's really amazing.
And it's just really cool that that's the type of community you're talking about. It's not just they're funny and we have a good time with them. We like going out to eat together. Like those are all true, but the church like exists in these smaller groups. We love worship. We love gathering in large groups, but these community groups and this one that I'm part of really displays that. And it was really sweet. We had a time of where the guys and girls got separate right after that fostering thing happened. And the dad was just sharing, like we ditched the lesson that day just to like hear his heart and what he was going through and just the kind of chaos he'd experienced the past weekend. And it was just neat to see everybody come together in a moment. And so I could see why, if that's one of your biggest experiences at our church, you'd be like, I love this place. You know what I'm saying? Like that community is really special. And it's one of several communities that are that special, I think, at our church.
That's really cool. That's so good. So Rosie's come on and she's already connected with our community, which has been so good. Yeah. And then if you would, Rosie, tell us a little bit about some of the things you did before, as far as professionally, educationally, before moving into this role.
Okay. So I am a teacher of the deaf, specializing in listening and spoken language. So I work with children who are deaf or hard of hearing, but their families have chosen spoken language as their communication modality. So they receive hearing aids or cochlear implants, and they can access sound using those tools. And so I work with the parents to coach them on strategies and techniques they can use to help their child learn how to listen and then talk so that they can go to their local school or whatever school they choose to attend by kindergarten.
Oh, wow. I took sign language in college. So
did you really?
I know a little bit about that world.
So you're one step ahead. Usually when I say that, people are like, so you know how to read Braille? And I'm like, no.
So you know how to read Braille?
No,
we're literally.
Wow, totally different disability. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
But it's happened several times.
I don't doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't doubt it. I think it was a blind person who was talking on an interview, and they were talking about how they went to a restaurant once and they said, hey, do you have a menu in Braille for me? And they said, no, but we have a picture menu. And the blind person was like, no, thank you. I appreciate it. But like, it's just funny that people's brains are not firing that way for some reason when we're not familiar with that disability or we don't know somebody with a disability. It's just like, and looking back, I'm sure that waiter was like, of course that's stupid. Of course that's dumb. But if you're not familiar with the disability or don't know somebody with it, it's easy to make those sorts of silly mistakes.
Like this interviewer they were talking about all the things that this sweet girl had done. She was blind and she had overcome so many obstacles and was in this huge race. And they're like, what's your biggest challenge? She says, probably the blind part. The interviewer's like, oh, such a failure. So what, like, just so our viewers know, or our audience knows, what do you see as our purpose for ACV? Why we have a children's village?
Absolutely. So it's an extension of our church and that community that I've grown to know so well and love. I'm just excited for us to be able to reach to Bellaire and beyond into that community and share our love for Jesus with them, and just plant a seed in children. So even if their family's not involved in the church right now, it's an open door for them to get involved. Or even if they don't right now, then those kids are going to remember this experience in 10 years, in 20 years. And that could be their invitation to come back and find their way.
That's fantastic.
What are you, you walk into a brand new school that has not existed. I mean, of course, ACV in our Westview Baptist campus has existed for many years, but you're walking into a new building with new teachers, a new program. Like, what is the first thing you do? Like, what do you even do?
So after finding the bathroom, finding the lay of the land, it's really getting to know what already does exist. So the staff, Jennifer did a wonderful job of hiring an amazing staff. And so just trying to spend time getting to know them and learn their strengths, learn ways that I can help them and support them throughout the year, and getting to know our families. So it was for the same reason. So I can learn how to support them and better serve them through the school every day.
Yeah. That's what has been like the thing that you're like, I cannot wait to get this accomplished, other than the obvious things we've talked about before, but like
the obvious of finalizing licensing.
Yeah. But like, what's your first thing? You're like, man, I can't wait to see this happen, or I can't wait to get, my hands on this type of project for the school.
Oh, so many things. I've been playing around with, I'm trying to come up with a good inaugural year art project that I'd really like the kids from this first year to help get their hands dirty with and, build for us, so that hopefully we can maybe even do something every year as kind of one of our first traditions. But I'm looking forward to starting those traditions with our campus.
Yeah. Now, is your daughter there too? Is your daughter there as well?
She's not.
Oh, okay,
no. So Ruby's already 4, and Bellaire is not opening with a 4-year-old program yet.
Right. Smaller.
So
Yeah,
not just yet.
That's how they open new high schools. They open new high schools, just the freshmen and the sophomores, and they kind of grow into
Exactly. That's true. So thank you, Rosie, for hanging with us and visiting with us. I do have our question for today.
Yeah.
I know you're surprised. Did you come with a question too?
I didn't. I'm barely here. Just existing right now is a lot of work for me. We do end
with a get to know you question. And so the question is, tell me everything you remember about your 18th birthday.
Wow.
Okay. You go first.
I'll go first. I was born in December 14th. And when I turned 18, I was in my senior year of high school. And I remember sitting at a table in the lunchroom, and somehow my friends knew that this new little boy that I liked, a little boyfriend I had sent me something in the office, and I needed to go pick it up. And they were so excited, and they wouldn't tell me what it was. And he had delivered flowers or some sort of message or something, and it had been delivered to the school office, something like that, or a package. And I remember vaguely just sitting there with my friends, all giggly and happy about getting something from this guy. And that's all I can remember of my 18th birthday.
Wow. I'm going to change the question a little bit because I don't remember my 18th birthday, but my 22nd birthday I remember really well.
You're going to change the year?
I'm going to do whatever I want. Here's why. So you know what a golden birthday is?
Here's why.
Do you know what a golden birthday is?
No.
So what is a golden birthday?
It's when you're the age of the date that you're born on. So we have the same one apparently.
Oh, yeah.
22nd.
Yes. So so my birthday is May 22nd. So when I turn 22, that's my golden birthday.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Some people are like 3 and they're like, oh, I missed that. Like they don't, what's yours?
14.
Yeah. I mean, so you wouldn't know, but I knew about it. And so what was even more special was I graduated from college that day. And so it was our commencement ceremony was the day of my birthday. And so it was kind of natural to like have I was having a dinner or whatever with my family and friends, and they were all in. But we call it my birthuation day because it's all happening at the same time. And so I remember my birthuation day, which was May 22nd in 2009. And it was a big day. Like it was cool because like normally my birthday, it's like me and a few friends. But like on my birthday, a ton of my family were there because it was people come to graduation.
Sure.
So it was neat. It was like a really big birthday. And I don't have a lot of big birthday memories. So that's why I changed it to 22nd.
Amy's golden birthday is on the 22nd as well.
Wow. I'm sure that's a special day for him.
We're golden birthday buddies.
Golden birthday buddies.
Cute.
So my birthday is in November. And so I wasn't in school because it usually falls around the week of Thanksgiving when we're off. So I remember I went with 3 of my best friends to the mall. And we got to hang out in the mall. And then there's a Mexican restaurant in the mall. I think it was called Chevy's.
I'm sure in Missouri it was high quality, authentic. I'm sure it was delicious.
Absolutely. Yes. So much better than what we have here. Not at all.
They had cheese dip there instead of queso, right?
I don't even know if we had cheese dip.
Because they call it cheese dip further north instead of queso.
So we ate there at the Mexican restaurant in the mall.
Okay.
And had dinner. And then they came over and I had a slumber party.
Cute.
That sounds fun.
Classic.
What a great birthday.
Classic.
Well, thank you, Rosie. We're excited. Rosie is calm and loving and accepting and very, very knowledgeable. And I think it's going to be such a great fit. So we're so excited to have you.
Yeah. If you know somebody who would like to be part of our ACV preschool community, you are welcome to visit cityrise.org/ACV. And information about getting involved either this semester or next semester. You know, sometimes you can come in halfway through the year, or if you just want to learn more about that program, you can reach out that way. If you know somebody who's looking for a good preschool option inside the loop and kind of around the loop as well, we minister to, you know, Westbury and all those communities as well. Yes. Check it out. And if you enjoyed this, you could subscribe, you could do a lot of things. Jennifer's literally taking selfies right now.
I just sent a little note to Olivia and it said, your golden birthday's this year because she's a 19.
Oh, now you're going to make it a big year. Now you're going to make it a big deal, aren't you?
And she wrote back, I know, yay. And I'm like, no.
She's in the know.
Is that a newer thing?
No. What month is it?
April 19th. And she just wrote back, I know, yay.
You need to go and make a big deal about it. Like, you need to be there in College Station and make it a big deal.
I feel like me being there would be
there's half
thing that made it not great.
No. You do a half. You do a this is Jennifer making it a big deal, and then you leave and you let her go out. Let her make a big deal with her
golden
friends.
birthdays and the speed limit birthdays. People make a big deal out of.
Speed limit birthdays.
It's like 55. Nowhere near that for you.
In
You're
Houston,
nowhere near 55.
in Texas, 75.
85 on the
on the Audubon, we call Highway 10. All right. Well, thank you so much for the information, and thank you so much, and thank you guys for being with us today. We're excited about all the things that God is doing here at CityRise Church, and thank you.
Did you forget what you say?
Huh?
Did you forget how to sign off?
Yeah, that's it. We hope you've had an almost amazing time on the Almost Amazing podcast.
Thanks for listening to the Almost Amazing podcast from the CityRise Network based in Houston, Texas. CityRise is a partnership of church campuses, nonprofits, and missionaries devoted to lifting our city and the world by generously giving the gospel of Jesus Christ. For more information or to find a church campus close to you in the Houston area, visit cityrise.org.